All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new episode 6 to be exact, of the Dopest podcast. I am your host, Nasir Moss, the creator of Dope Shit, the pro waver, the scientist, allegedly. Oh shit, my mic's falling. My mic's getting flaccid on me. Hold on, I gotta tighten this shit up. All right, I might have to hold this episode. We having some not any technical difficulties. Just setting this shit up has been a struggle. As you guys can see, I'm very relaxed right now. I'm not sitting up as I normally do. I thought I'd switch it up this week and lay down on the couch instead of sitting up. And most importantly, I think that you guys should know going into this episode, I'm doing this episode completely in my underwear. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm in my barest essence. You guys should know that as like if you listen to podcasts or consume content, which we all do, the people that are editing and making that shit, most of these people are producing that shit butt ass. I know I do. I don't know about y'all, but all my shit gets edited butt ass naked by me, of course. Now it'd be different, if I had editors. I wouldn't want them to be butt ass editing my shit. Like, put some clothes on when you editing my shit, bro. What are you talking about? What we doing here? God damn it, this fucking microphone keeps getting flaccid on me, man. Hold on, I gotta fix this shit. 1 second, y'all. We ain't doing that. We're not doing that today. Hey, we chilling this week, man. I don't know how long this episode is gonna be. This might be a short one. It may not. I do got some shit in my notes. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, I came here to talk, but I'm behind schedule like a motherfucker. I got this hotel for a reason too. I ain't just bullshitting, editing and podcasting this time. I got some shit to do. Episode 6, man. We here. What have I been up to this past week? I ain't really been doing shit this past week, y'all. Oh, one more thing I want to say. I got some announcements. I got some announcements to say before we get into this show. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Moss 2_. Subscribe on YouTube. Nasir Moss on there. What else? I don't be on Twitter like that, so it's no point in y'all to go over there. I don't share my thoughts and opinions over there. I do all that over here on the podcast. So on all them streaming platforms and on YouTube, that's where you'll see my opinion. And if you want to know what I'm up to, I don't really talk to people like that unless you're my close friend. The only way you're going to know what I'm up to is if you listen to the podcast. And I barely tell niggas shit on there. So, yeah, there's that. What else? I'm going to play some music. Don't think I'm completely fucking up this week. My bad, I had to turn the mic up a little bit. That's another thing. I should probably just sit up. That make this whole shit much easier, but I'm chilling right now. I can't even maneuver to get to the sound effects like that. I gotta sit up and hit the sound effects, but I'm chilling this week. I don't want to be in any pants right now. That's mainly why I'm doing this shit. Do I have any other announcements before I play this song? No, man. Just share this podcast with a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and we gonna take this shit to the moon.
Poet on the moonwalk. It's Bully or Bobby Harry.
That was Huss Kingpin, Lim Grubber, off of his new project. Well, fairly new project. It got released in May, but I just got around and listened to it a while ago. A lot of music dropped today, too. I'm going to scroll through Tidal in a little bit, because I did get a chance to listen to some of it. But yeah, this was off his new album, Welcome to Brazil. I think that's what it's called. That's the first title. That's the title of the first song. But the the title itself is in Spanish, and I'm not gonna translate that right now. But I believe it says "Welcome to Brazil." I'm gonna say it real quick. Reze Pelo Rio. I think that might mean "Welcome to Brazil." I don't know. And he's going by Bolio now. If you don't know anything about Huss Kingpin, look into him. He's a dope lyricist. He's currently beefing with West Side Gun and Makami. And I think maybe the whole Griselda he might be beefing with right now. I believe so. But that doesn't turn me away from any good music. I'm gonna listen to whatever. They beef don't got shit to do with me as long as they keep making good music. I'm gonna keep loving it and I'm gonna keep listening to it. But yeah, it's the best looking podcaster in the building. Who do it looking the best? When you think of this podcast, when you think of the Dopest podcast, when you think of what I did as of what I used to do, transitioning to this, think of it as Bron when he went to South Beach. Actually, think of the first episode of this podcast as Bron's decision. You remember when he made his decision and it was a whole TV series? Think of that first episode that I did. Think of it as that. That was when I took my talents to South Beach right there, when I decided to do a solo podcast. I feel invincible right now, man. I feel like I could do whatever the fuck I want to do. Not saying that I didn't feel like that when I was doing the Trainwreck podcast. And I know I say I'm over Trainwreck every single week, and I'm not. And how could I be? I mean, I was doing this shit for 7 years, 4 years maybe professionally, like actually trying to get something out of it. Not get something out of it. That doesn't sound good at all. Like we obviously weren't focused on the money. We didn't have any advertisers. We never reached out to try to get any advertisers on the show because we knew it wasn't that big of a show, but it had potential, I think. And niggas just wasn't putting in 110% all around the board. And yeah, I just felt like I wasted a bunch of time, man. Like, not like those are my guys. I would have probably had those conversations with them anyway, because before we started the podcast, we was talking like that. Like we would be in Skype calls playing a video game, or in like, well, we kind of had to be in Skype calls because we had PlayStation. Dice was the only one with an Xbox. So we was in Skype calls playing Call of Duty and shit like that when Discord came out. When Discord came out, we had already been doing the podcast. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just felt like it was something there, man, and it's just a waste of potential. But I don't have no problem being Bobby Brown either. That doesn't bother me either. I'm comfortable being Bobby Brown. I'm comfortable being. No, maybe I'm not Brian. Maybe I am Bobby Brown. Well, minus the drug habits and shit. Cause Brian, he left Cleveland, right? And that's the reason why I kind of tied it together, because Mark's from Cleveland and shit. Brian left Cleveland and joined fucking Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and that was the start of those big threes, right? Not super teams, because I don't know that much about basketball, but I do believe that there possibly was a super team before that. And looking at it now, that wasn't very much of a super team. Brian Bosh and Dwayne Wade. Like those three, that wasn't really that much of a super team compared to what we're seeing right now. Like what the Brooklyn Nets have is just fucking ridiculous. I don't see how they're losing games. Honestly, man, they got fucking Kyrie, James Harden, and KD coming off of an injury. Is it me or does KD not look the same? I don't want to wish anything bad on him. I know he gonna have to cross us sooner or later. Me being the Sixers, and I'm gonna get into me being a fake Sixers fan later in the episode, but I know he gonna have to cross us eventually, and I don't think that nigga's playing the same. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think he's that same KD that we saw that got that killer instinct. Maybe that has something to do with the injury. Maybe it has something to do with the amount of time that he took off. because he's just getting back into the game, right? Like he's not too seasoned, and throughout the whole season, well, seasoned as in like current games, like playing with current people and shit like that. Of course, he's seasoned in the NBA, but as far as playing this season, I don't really think he was playing too much. I think he was sitting out, and that might have been strategic, you know, and resting him up for the playoffs. I believe a lot of teams do that now, and some people blatantly do it. Like LeBron, for instance, he takes whole rest games, and I think NBA players kind of like doing that. I wouldn't say they would ever fake an injury, even though I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I have thought that before about some of Joel Embiid's problems, and other NBA players. I feel like they just like to sit on the sidelines and look like rappers and live out the life that they wish they could as a rapper, because they don't have to play basketball tonight. They could sit courtside like a rapper with all the fly clothes and jewelry and shades on and shit like that. Because you know that saying, every basketball player wants to be a rapper, every rapper wants to be a basketball player, and that's true. It holds true. You know, you can see it. I'm not fucking lying about anything. But in saying all of that, I'll still go with the Bron impression, the Bron analogy. I'm going to just say the Trainwreck podcast was practice for me. Practice? Yeah, that shit was practice. That was me hitting the gym every Friday, every whatever day we used to do it, you know, staying up all of those nights, editing the Trainwreck podcast, editing the Kings of Gaming podcast. Well, even though I wasn't really editing, we was kind of more live streaming than anything. Still, niggas, like, come on. Not come on, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man, I'm not over that shit, though. What have I been up to this week? I went to the range. Right, I went to the range, guys, to the gun range, and I tested out some of I tested out the gun itself, because you know I put that support sleeve in it, and I wanted to see if I fucked something up on the inside. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I wasn't completely confident in myself in doing that shit. I mean, I'm confident enough to watch a YouTube video and figure it out, but taking it apart and putting everything back together without fucking something up, like scratching something or bending something that's sensitive, I don't have 100% confidence in myself doing that, because like I got kind of and my brother has this too. Like he's real blunt. Like how do I put this? Like he's not soft when he touches things. I'm about to turn this ring shit off, because every time a bus rides past my house, it wants to alert me, man. This shit is annoying. But yeah, what I was saying is when my brother touches things, like say the cat that we have in our house, he damn near takes her head off trying to pet it, or even with babies, like he don't really, Jaden don't really like babies like that. He could care less, because they can't pick up a controller and they can't play Roblox with him, so they're useless in his eyes. But yeah, you probably don't want Jaden touching your newborn. He might put a dent in their head or something like that. And the same with me, man. I might be a little soft to the touch now, because I'm cognizant of the issue that I had, and also my clumsiness too. He's a carbon copy of me. He's just dark skinned. I mean, we're a little different, but for the most part, me and my little brother are very alike. All right, you guys are gonna hate me for even bringing this conversation up, but I cannot help but bring what I know, bring what I have heard to you guys. I just found out some interesting information that might be proving is very convincing, going towards the theory of the Earth being flat, man. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know, man. I kind of think at this point I need to see some more facts about the Earth being round to kind of balance this shit out. I honestly don't think the Earth is flat at this point, but the information that I got is very convincing. But the information that the flat earthers do have that I do agree with is that there is like a ice belt around the countries or continents. I mean, the continents that we all know of. You know, we live in North America. There's South America down there. There's Africa. There's Europe. I think that's another continent. And so forth. But outside of all of that, like past, you know, where you got the two poles, the North Pole, the South Pole, the Antarctic, and shit like that, there is said to be, if you go far out enough, a tall ice, like an ice wall, like an ice belt surrounding all of the countries. But how could that be if the Earth was flat? I mean, if the Earth was round, how would an ice belt be possible unless it was flat? Yeah, I don't know. But beyond that ice wall is said to be more fucking continents, more land than we know of. And yeah, I do believe that there's more land, like islands and shit like that we don't know of course. Like I don't believe in the government to tell me most of anything. I believe they believe in keeping the general public stupid so that they can get their shit off in the background. Have y'all focused on dumb shit like presidential elections and shit like that when both candidates are lying to you. Actually, both candidates are not gonna do anything to help you in your personal life, and that's the presidential election I'm talking about. So yeah, there's that. But I do believe that there are not just islands that are, because we're not pilots. Anybody's listening to this show, they're not fucking pilots, and there's definitely not no astronauts listening to this shit. And even if you were an astronaut, I don't think astronauts have ever been to space. Maybe because there's a dome and the Earth is flat, or maybe because Earthlings, you Earth dwellers, because I'm not from here, you guys produce so much negative energy that I don't think space would want you out there. I think they would take the negative energy that you guys are bringing out there and force you back. I don't know about any of that I just said, but I do think there's more land beyond the ice wall. And there's more land than what they're telling us about. Let me play this video. The Instagram page that I found all of this out on is called Aliens Are Black. So get into that if you want.
But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing.
There's a man named Admiral Byrd, and he's talking about, this is a YouTube video that I hadn't watched yet, obviously. I'm just on here talking as usual. And he's talking about the secrets of Antarctica. There's a second video.
The continent is surrounded by a belt of ice, frozen seas of at least 1,200 miles thick.
That's that ice wall that I was telling you guys about. Well, the ice belt. I'm gonna post some of these pictures on YouTube too, so you guys can see them. They'll be right here.
Okay, you guys remember how I showed you the maps that were here on Earth before 1958, before the governments took them out? And I'm going to show you the Encyclopedia Britannicas in the public libraries.
Encyclopedia Britannicas has this information in it. 1958, guys.
We're going to flip to the Antarctica, and this is from 1958, as you can see. Now, we're going to flip to the Antarctica and see what the Encyclopedia Britannica from 1958, before the Antarctic Treaty, says is there. Now, you won't find this in the new encyclopedias because the government's banned them. But what I want you to notice right here is, notice how it says the flights proved inland areas to be featureless in character with a dome 13,000 feet high at about latitude 80 degrees south longitude. Take a really, really close look at that. Now I'm going to zoom it in for you. At all, and you're just now new to all this, you could say, well, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But what you got to ask yourself is, why do all the maps before 1958 show a flat Earth with the ice wall around it and a firmament, a dome? And why does the encyclopedia tell you that there's a dome there and it gives you the exact height at a certain latitude and longitude? Well, the reason is because in 1958, that's when all governments and all nations of the world signed the UN treaty to ban all civilians from going to the Antarctica, and NASA came in and erased everything just like they're erasing everything today.
Let's see. Why can't you go to Antarctica? I'm going to see if I could book a flight to Antarctica. Let's see. Antarctica flights. Let's see. Argentina. I can go to Argentina. But that's not what I said, is it? Well, I think Argentina stretches all the way down, like close to the Arctic, right? Because Argentina is in South America, and that's the one all the way to the right, I believe, like closer to Africa, and it stretches all the way down. So maybe they're saying I could take a flight to Argentina and go by boat to Antarctica. People also ask, is there any flight to Antarctica? Unlike other destinations, there are no commercial flights to Antarctica. You can either embark on a trip from Ushuaia in Argentina to Antarctica by ship, like I said, or fly to the Shetland Islands from there. So they don't put an airport there. There's probably a reason for that, because there's an airport everywhere fucking else. If you can go there by boat, you can go there by helicopter. You can damn sure get there by plane, I would think. Maybe the Arctic is too close to the top of the dome, maybe. Maybe that's why they don't want people going there. But if the Earth was flat, wouldn't the Arctic be on the outermost, so it wouldn't be close to the top of the dome, it'd be close to the edge of the dome. I sound crazy as fuck on here, don't I, guys? I know. Especially if you haven't heard any of this information before, they're like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about domes and extra land and shit like that? Although I do believe, and you gotta be a crazy motherfucker to not believe there's more land than what they showed you on a map. It's definitely more. Did you know about Epstein's Island? No. I bet you could point it out now. Now that all that nasty shit has been exposed about what's went on there, but I'm pretty sure if I would almost want to be a pilot or what are the people that steer ships? Captain, a skipper. Yeah, that's what it is. But by myself though, or maybe like I can go on an excursion with a group of friends or something. I don't want to have to work for a company and do it, because that means people are going to have to tell me what to do. And I kind of just want to do my own thing and figure shit out. And then when you work for people, there's room for people to be paid off. Like me, you can't pay me off to not tell me any of that information or not put any of that information out there if I found it out. Like if I found out that the Earth is flat and we live in a fucking dome, like on some you know those little globes snow globes that you shake and shit. If I find out that it's some shit like that, hell yeah, I'm gonna be screaming that the sky is falling. Oh shit! You remember that movie Chicken Little? And all of those octagons were falling out of this. Yo, were they hinting at something? Holy shit! The sky is falling. they do say that movies hold a lot of the truths that are actually happening out here. I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. But wouldn't it be cool though? Like, what if those were the aliens that everybody's talking about? Like, what if those are the civilizations that are so advanced? The people that live on the lands beyond the ice wall. What if? What if we are living in a dome and they trying to get inside of this shit? Like, yo, it is so dope out here. What the fuck are y'all doing inside of this shit? What are y'all doing? Working jobs and shit like that, slaving. When it's so much more cooler shit beyond this ice wall. That's what I like to think. I don't know though. But I don't believe aliens to be motherfuckers with 4 eyes and tentacles for a mouth, but they speak multiple languages fluently and are just able to translate and all of that shit. I don't believe that, or those are what aliens are. Like Star Trek and Star Wars and shit like that. I don't think so. I think aliens maybe kind of look like us. Maybe a little different, because they're probably not ingesting the bullshit and going through the same bullshit that we're doing. This is the people that are beyond the ice wall, man. If you guys are following me, follow me here. I like to think that they're trying to save us. You heard Obama talking about the UFOs and shit, talking about there have been unidentified objects that were traveling in ways that we can't explain, defying laws of physics and gravity and all of that shit. I wonder why they're just telling us this now, though. Why all the hastiness? Do they think things are finally at like a boiling point? Like things are crazy enough now to where, all right, we could tell these guys there's actually aliens. Like that was it right there. It was very anticlimactic. We were hoping for something much more. He didn't even actually say that he did any actual investigation, like trying to figure out, like going into Area 51 and seeing what they know, like what have they been able to recover. He just said, "Oh no, there's been things flying around that we don't know what they are." And that's the military saying that though. So it's like, if they don't know what it is and they can't catch it and blow it up like how they would. Like say it's like a fucking crop farmer. You know how they do on GTA? You fly your bullshit ass plane over the military base, they're gonna blow your shit up, right? I got mad GTA references on this show. It's crazy, and I don't even play the game. I'm the furthest thing from a gamer. We sipping on Douce again this week, guys. I gotta get a pillow, man. This fucking chair is hurting my back. I had to go get a pillow real quick. Like a bitch that just got her ass done. I gotta get comfortable. I can't just sit in any position. Have y'all ever felt it on a chick's ass that had a fake ass before? I have, man. I felt a couple fake asses before, man. One recently. Hey, yo. I'm going on a date later, right? This chick better be very, very, very fucking lucky, man. Because I had a lot of pussy thrown at me this week. A lot of pussy. Well, not a lot. I had some pussy thrown at me this week. And I didn't accept it, man. And it's not because I was going on a date. I'm not married to anybody. I don't have a girlfriend or anything like that. It was that I felt like it was a setup. I was made uncomfortable multiple times. But for the most part, I felt like it was a setup to see what this dick was about. That's how I feel, man. And if you want to know what this dick is about, You just gonna have to experience it for yourself. Honestly, man, because I'm not gonna be giving out testers and shit, and people having fucking Yelp reviews and going back and talking about me and shit. Fuck that shit. You got come right to the source and find that shit out. Shit. I'm probably not gonna smoke in this hotel room. They hit me with a crazy incidental fee, $150, and this ain't even the nicest hotel. The one that I did the other episode in, the one that when I stayed downtown, that hotel had fucking valet parking. It had a fucking nice view, and the room was way better. The room was way fucking better. It had two 80-inch screen TVs. You mean like what the fuck? And the incidental fee was only $75. I decided to change it up. I thought maybe they might have put me on like a block list or something in the city with hotels. Even though with that last thing that happened, when that dickhead came in the room talking about an alarm went off, even though an alarm ain't go off, and a fire department didn't come, like we would have heard the alarm go off. I should have said that in a moment too. That shit was only like $75, man, and I didn't get charged, and we definitely smoked in the room. But he couldn't pin it. They couldn't pin it on us because I left nothing in there. There was no guts nowhere. I took all of that shit with me. I put it in a trash bag. You know that little hotel trash bag they put in that little plastic shit? I put everything in there, and I took it with me and threw it in a dumpster somewhere downtown. That's how we handled that. Yeah, but they just wanted to fuck our night up, man. That's all it was. I think the people next door, maybe we was talking too much or too loud. I don't think we was too loud, but maybe we was talking too much, and we weren't expecting to have to listen to a podcast. And I was talking crazy earlier too. I was talking about all kinds of white people and shit like that. I was saying some crazy shit, so they might have been getting back at me for that. But nobody smelled no weed. Nobody smelled no weed. And no alarm went off. I'm still on that, too. You fucking bitch-ass old head. Talking about, yeah, I don't care, me. But it's them people. Them people. They might care, and then you go and tell on us, man. You fucking turncoat. You fucking coward. But fuck that nigga, though. Oh, yeah. I went to the gun range. I forgot I was talking about that. Yeah, I went and tested out the support sleeve. Everything was cool with that. I put everything back together properly because you don't want to disassemble your gun, put it back together, and then it's time to actually use it and it don't work and you like, fuck. God damn it, what the fuck am I gonna do now? You gonna die, nigga. That's what you gonna do. That's the only option you got is to die at that point. So, yeah, I made sure that was cool. I tested out the 30-round magazine. Even though I had the utmost confidence in it, I didn't think it was going to jam because it was what I needed. And it worked flawlessly, man. It worked flawlessly. I don't know if I'm going to carry it around or not. I want to. Don't get me wrong. Trust me. I want to carry the 30 with me, but is it feasible? You know, I don't have a compact gun. I got a full size service pistol, right? So it's already gonna be a struggle concealing that as it is. So when you add the 30-round magazine in it, I mean, given the 30 rounds don't really stick out that much from the gun because it already holds 17. The regular magazine capacity is already 17, so you just adding 13 more rounds to that. Like, it don't really stick out that much. But I did have to go up in my t-shirt size. For that, and I'm getting diesel, y'all. I'm getting bigger. I used to wear a small, now I wear a medium now. You know, I might have to go up to a large soon, depending on if I get a ladder. It's like, nah, you don't really need 30 rounds, but I think it's good to have, and especially if it's gonna work. Like your regular standard magazine, like, why only have 17 if you can have 30 with you? That's how I'm thinking. And also, I'm thinking these niggas is riding around with drum magazines and shit. You know, so I'm not hurting nobody with my little 30 rounds. These niggas riding around with 150 or less. So it's just like, I'm being careful out here. I'm being cautious because at this point, it could really go down anywhere. I see white people filling up gas for no reason. And gas ain't even high no more. Well, it never really. Wait, yeah, it did get crazy at one point. I think it was at like $4 at one point. I mean, it's still kind of crazy, but what, you not gonna get gas? But I think white people know something that we don't. O said he been seeing white people fill up gas tanks, not gas tanks, but those fucking, those spare things, and it's seemingly for no reason. The gas didn't really, the shortage didn't really hit Pennsylvania, so I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Right, they may be preparing for that zombie apocalypse that happens once they hit that remote switch and turn all you motherfuckers that took that vaccine into zombies. Oh yeah, speaking of vaccine and guns and shit, I decided to name my pistol Pfizer. You know what I mean? Decided to name her Pfizer or him. I don't know. I think it's a him. Pfizer is a boy's name, right? But I like to give my personal possessions their genders. If I do give it a gender, like my car is always gonna be my bitch. That's my bitch. That's my little bitch. You know, I never owned a gun before. So what gender do you give guns? I think you can choose. Get back to me on that. Hit the email. askthedopestpodcast@gmail.com. Do you give your guns genders? And if so, is Pfizer, is it gender neutral? You know, as to fit in with the current theme of things going on in the world. Is it gender neutral? I don't know. But I decided to name it Pfizer because 3 shots from that shit will kill you. Yeah, I like that. Shit, 1 shot will kill you. Like that Pfizer. I don't know, though. I don't think the vaccine is safe. I think it was developed too early, in my opinion. But I can't deny that people were actually dying out here. From what? I don't know. I wasn't in the hospital when them people was writing what they wrote on them charts, man. From what I heard, this is a rumor. If you had more COVID deaths, your hospital would get more funding. That's what I heard. That's what I heard, man. I don't know. So people might have been in there having heart attacks and they writing them off as COVID, man. You think if people find that information out, people are corrupt, man. Like y'all got too much hope in people. Like if I don't know you personally, I think the worst of you. I think you gonna jam me. You know, it's your job. You could do it if you want. I don't know, but it's your job to prove that you're not gonna do that to me. I think about that with everything, elections. Anything, man. I always think somebody trying to get over on me because why would you give me a deal? It's just like you not gonna get nothing out of this. What are you doing this for? And that just might be me not trusting nobody. But I don't know. I've been good thus far. More do say. I don't got no chaser in this joint either, but I did eat. That's good. Hate drinking on an empty stomach. Let's talk about me being a fake Sixers fan, man. Congratulations to the Sixers. You know, they did it. I'm not gonna get too excited though. I'm gonna wait until they get past the second round. Who do these niggas have to play? This is not a great question because I believe it was answered for me already, but I'm not completely sure. Let's see though. Sixers schedule. Oh, they have to play the Hawks. Okay. That's slight work. That's no biggie, man. So the Sixers are gonna get past the second round. I'm not underestimating the Hawks. I just know what we got, man. But if they so happen to not get past the second round, which I hope I'm not jinxing us, but I don't think it matters at this point because we kind of got this shit locked. We know what we doing. It only took us one game to adjust to not having Embiid. They gave them niggas that game. And we wasn't home, which is not no excuse, but, you know. Let's see, who the fuck do the Hawks have? What is their lineup? Okay, we got Trae Young, Clint Capella. I'm just naming all the people that look familiar to me. Gallinari. Oh, Lou Williams does not fucking play for these niggas anymore. Does Lou Williams play for the Hawks again? Hold on. Hold the fuck up. Lou Williams plays for the Hawks again. What the fuck? Or am I tripping and he never not played for the Hawks? Cause cause they gave somebody a run for their money last season. Last playoffs, right? Or was that the playoffs before? I really don't fucking know. I had no idea Lou Williams played for. That doesn't matter though. Who else? How did these niggas beat the Knicks? The fuck? I cannot see how these niggas beat the Knicks. I mean, Lou Williams tough. Trae Young's tough. Clint Capella's tough. Gallinari's okay. But then again, I really don't know who the Knicks have either, so I'm just talking up my ass. But me being this fake Sixers fan, yes, I didn't really start liking the Sixers again until I got to college. Probably like, yeah, I would say that's about right. Cause we would always watch the Sixers game, cause we'd be so far from, not far. I'm lying, but we'd be not in Philly, so that'd be a way for us to have a Philly moment out there in the mountains and shit. I know I used to go to East Stroudsburg University and shit, and everybody from Philly, we used to just link up in the our building. I used to stay in Sycamore. Shout out to Sycamore with all the whores. You know what I mean? But yeah, we used to have the theater room on lock, watching the Sixers game on the big screen, man. And that was like a bonding moment for me and my guys. But yeah, that kind of brought me back into the Sixers, and they were still going through the process. They didn't even have Jimmy Butler yet at that point. I think a lot of people joined in when Jimmy Butler was there. But yeah, that's around the time when, not Jimmy Butler, but before then, probably like when it was really just I heard somebody outside talking. Nobody better knock on this fucking door. Damn it, these motherfuckers got me off track. The fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, who's the Sixers lineup in 2018? I think is that when I went to college? It's 2018 Sixers lineup. Yeah, that's when they still had Dario Saric, Markelle Fultz, and fucking bum. Landry Shamet was nice. Jimmy Butler was on the roster in 2018. Okay, maybe I am a even faker Sixers fan. Zaire Smith. But yeah, it was pretty much just Ben and Joel at that point. Maybe fucking Mike Scott would go off one night. You know what I mean? But they were terrible defensively. It just looked a mess. People were just having their way with them. That's why I say now it looks so good with them playing so much better defense. I love seeing them play good defense like that, man, because it was very sorry before. Their defense was sorry as fuck. $150 incidental fee, my ass. This fucking hotel, these TVs don't even have You know how you press the menu and the smart TVs. These aren't even fucking smart TVs. I can't even access Netflix or Hulu or anything like that on these bum ass TVs, man. $150, my ass. That last hotel that I stayed in was so much better, man. Man, fuck these niggas. It was more expensive too. Way more expensive per night. But yeah, I ain't gonna dwell on that shit. I just thought about that shit while I was pouring my drink. These niggas is getting over and shit. What else? White people. You guys treated my truck very nice, man. Let me give you guys a round of applause. That round of applause was for all of the responsible white people across America. Shout out to y'all. Even though I ain't gonna say. Oh man, we didn't have any problems with the gas tank this time, man. This guy, he didn't even have any questions for me. The car was returned exactly how it was supposed to be. It was clean and shit like that. I do have great black customers. I'm not gonna completely shit on black people like that, but I did say I was gonna get back to y'all and tell y'all how the white customers treated. Even though I do have another white customer coming up too, so I've had more black customers than white. So if we're gonna base it off averages, it's not really fair to talk about it at this point because it's only been one. So once I kind of get them even and we get some more trips in, then I'll give a more fair assessment. You know what I mean? But I did have a conspiracy theory that DoorDash is trying to make people get a fucking job, man. It was getting crazy until yesterday. I went out and did DoorDash again, and that shit was jumping. And it might have been because it was raining, like it was a big storm. But I capitalized off of that shit, man. I made a lot of money that day. But before yesterday, well, anytime I would check, like I was in a schedule doing DoorDash and shit. I had a nice schedule going. I would go out at a certain time, a peak time where they were offering peak pay and shit. People were tipping. I had it all worked out, man. And then that shit just got dead out of nowhere. Thankfully, I had the Turo shit going on, but now I got both back again. I think DoorDash is back. I don't know for sure, but when my truck is out, I want to be doing other shit, making more money. I don't want to just be sitting in the house. Like, I don't. Who wants to not be making more money if they can? So I am gonna figure some other shit out because the Turo shit is pretty passive. I would rather have some more passive income than, because DoorDash I gotta, even though I'm not really doing shit, I'm mostly smoking and listening to music. I mishandle the shit out of people's food. I got over 1,000 deliveries in at this point. I really don't care at this point. And maybe that's why DoorDash has been dead. People are starting to realize, like, yo, why the fuck are we ordering this shit? People are fucking our orders up, man. The food's coming cold or it's not coming at all. People stealing our shit. Why the fuck are we ordering DoorDash? Even though I try not to do that unless the customer's a fucking idiot. If the customer is on some difficult shit, especially if they're in an apartment, that's how you quickly get your shit left with. Or I leave it right outside the door. I don't care what the weather is. If you in an apartment and you don't want to answer your phone, and you know some apartments you got to put that little code in order to get upstairs. And like if you don't give me any of that information, I'm trying to call you, you're not answering, buddy, your shit's getting left right in the UPS boxes. You know them little USPS joints. They be putting the mail in and shit right outside your mailbox, buddy. That's where your food is. I'm not waiting around for you. I got more money to go get. That's y'all problem now. Y'all don't really understand with y'all haven't done the other side of it, so y'all don't get it. Nobody has time to wait around for you and cater to your every little need. I've I've been fortunate to do both. I've ordered on DoorDash and I do DoorDash. I deliver the shit off, and I know for a fact when the food is close, it sends a message to your phone letting you know that the food's close. Why the fuck are you not downstairs? If you in an apartment, you know what I mean. If you in a house, that's no problem at all. I love people that live in houses. People that live in houses, I'll just drop it off right on your porch. You know what I mean? Simple. Fucking, if you in an apartment, I gotta call you. I mean, you don't give me enough information, and then, oh my God, the people that live in those apartments, the apartment complexes that are damn near mazes, and each building has a specific number, but the numbers are all over the fucking place. Like, you could be driving past building 200, and then the next building will be building 600. Like, where the fuck did the other 400 buildings go? The other 400 rooms? What the hell? The people on DoorDash know what I'm talking about, especially if you deliver in a big city. You know what I mean? But I say all of that, it does, well, when it is a good day, it does outweigh all of the bullshit. Well, some of the bullshit that you have to go through. And all of the bullshit that you have to go through that I just mentioned, it can be avoided. And unlike if I was working a regular job, like I go in the fucking Chipotle most times, right? Because that's what people like to order. That's one of the most popular places in the area that I deliver food in. I go in there, these motherfuckers look fucking miserable. There's no way I'm doing that shit for $15 an hour. No way in hell. Fucking orders coming in. It kind of looked like, because I used to work at UPS, the airport UPS. And I used to have to pack the cans. They called them cans. And they were these little fucking half circles that would go on the airplanes, right? And you would put fucking, you would just stack boxes, and it's like Tetris kind of. You can't just throw the boxes in there because you got to maximize the amount of space that's in there. So you got all kinds of shit coming down though. Like it's not just rectangles and squares and shit. You got cylinders coming down, like big shit. People ordering tires and all kinds of shit, and it just don't be worth it. But I say that to say I go into Chipotle and the orders is coming in like that. Like they coming in, I see ticket printing after ticket, and they just got to be on that shit all day, and I don't see how nobody could just be on it like that. And these motherfuckers ain't even listening to no music. Like niggas don't even got headphones in there. You guys sitting there and listening to the Chipotle soundtrack all day. I wouldn't do it. Man. But I mean, you do what you got to do though. Like I don't know those people's situations and circumstances and shit. But I mean, those people probably look at me and say I should be doing more. Like, what the fuck are you doing, nigga? But I feel like I've worked enough jobs to know that I don't want to have a job. Corona taught me that more than anything. That I can do this shit. I'm gonna try to avoid a job at all costs. If I get a job, I feel like I failed. I failed myself, you know. And out of all people, I don't think I try my hardest not to fail myself. So if I feel that way about getting a job, I probably won't ever get a job again. And I'll definitely make a way for myself to where I don't have to get a job again. I believe that. If I put that in my head that, nigga, if you get a job, you failed, man. And that might not be the same thing for everybody. Like, people might not have that same mindset because they feel like it's nothing wrong with having a job because, nigga, it's a secure amount of money every week. And I can't argue with that. Like the life that I live is not for everybody. I mean, it's like you don't want to not have money coming in crazy a certain week, but then shit rolling the next week. You don't want to have that. You want $300 to $400 every 2 weeks, and I'ma manage that. That's what you want. And I just can't be mad at that, man. That's somebody else's business at the end of the day. And you know, I'm not really one that likes telling people what to do too much. Did y'all see these texts from Future? Some Future texts got leaked. He was texting this bird, right? It looks like she leaked them because it just says Future as the contact, right? So it says, "I have my son today, but I'm gonna break away to come see you for a sec." That's Future saying that. Fucking legend. Man, probably at Sky Zone or something with his son, plotting what he's gonna do later. That's real nigga shit. She says, "Okay, cool." Future says, "Get sexy." She says, "I'm sorry. I'm not even on that type of time. I wanted to chill tonight." Future says, facepalm emoji. Then he says, catch you another time, no worries. Real nigga shit. She says, "You ain't coming then? You ain't coming here?" No, he's not coming. That's hilarious. Future says, "You playing?" He's not even taking this bitch serious right now. It's like, are you serious? You just said you wanted to chill, and then asked, "Am I coming or not?" Then he says, shaking my head. She says, "I didn't know that's what you wanted. I didn't know that's what you wanted to do. I would have told you." I want to know what and it's me being nosy, because I kind of need some context to the situation now. I highly doubt that Future gave off vibes that he wanted to chill with this person, but I'm going to continue to read. He says, "No worries." She says, "Sorry, ... I'm not that type, ... Understood. Understood, Future said. When you say understood, you don't really believe that person. You know? She's probably most definitely on that type of time and for the streets. She's just trying to not seem like that. I mean, that's why she wanted him to come over. She played this all wrong. See, she wanted to fuck Future, but she wanted to seem like she wasn't a whore. She wanted to just come over and watch a movie real quick and then fuck. But you know, niggas don't even have time for that kind of. Niggas don't even have time to be playing around, and playing around with the possibility of not getting no pussy. Especially if you're Future, because I'm sure you got other things to do. You when you at that kind of level, you kind of need some guaranteed pussy. Like, nobody can be bullshitting because you don't have time for that. You damn near got time to fuck. So she said, "So I won't see you at all." And he hit her with the Future quote, "I'm good, love, and joy." And she says, "Wow. Wow." I don't know what you surprised about, bitch. This bitch really thought she was about to just chill with Future. like I saw some people saying like, "Yo, this is savage. Future is so savage for this." Like, no, he was being straight up with this girl. Like, he wasn't trying to lead her on or anything like that. He said, "No, I want sexual intercourse. Get sexy. I mean, when I come over there, you better be sexy." You saying you wasn't on that type of time, and you lost out. Talking about wow. Yeah, I got to see what Future said before. But I doubt he was just trying to chill with this girl. I doubt he said anything like that, though. I got terrible road rage, yo. Like, this shit is bad. It's borderline dangerous. I was on my way home from the gym the other day, right? And there's this lane. There's these two lanes that turn into one lane because some cars be parked in a certain lane, so people be trying to get over and get around people before they hit those cars. Excuse me. Before they hit those cars, right? And as to not cause an accident, I guess I was driving too slow for this person, but he goes around me, and just before he reaches those cars that are parked in that lane beside me, he cuts me the fuck off. You know, my car was still out. I was in a Honda, so people don't really be trying me when I'm in the truck. Like I noticed that. Like, I got more of a command of the road when I'm driving a truck. But people do whatever they want to the Honda for some reason. That's why I don't drive it all crazy. But yeah, he cut me off, right? I honked my horn, rightfully so. Then this motherfucker, this bitch or nigga, whatever was in the car, I couldn't tell. This motherfucker decides he has the nerve to honk back at me. Like they were in the right. Like I was in the wrong or something. Like I was just supposed to let them over. I was supposed to know that they were about to hit a car. Like slow down, nigga. How about that? I mean, don't cut cars off when you could have made a reasonable decision to just slow down, wait to get over, and you'll probably get to your destination 10 seconds later, probably. If we're gonna be honest. So it's just like, I'm done with these niggas, man. So I followed this person after they hunked back at me, and I cursed them out for the entire red light that we sat at. I was sitting behind them. Luckily, I ain't reach for no change in my car and throw that shit at them. Cause I've been taught by the greatest road rage driver of all time, which is my aunt Juanita, the greatest road rage driver of all the times. I've seen her do some crazy shit. I mean, who you know back up off of the expressway because there's traffic? I mean, who you know, where you think I got that throwing change at a car from? That's all her. I've seen her, I've been in the car with her chasing cars before that did some dumb shit on the road. You've never seen nobody get pulled over on Lincoln Drive before. You've never seen it. By an undercover car? You've never seen that shit. Tell me you seen that shit. I'll give you $100. But I don't think you've never seen nobody get pulled over on Lincoln Drive before. She's done it. So I don't know, man. I've learned from the greatest. I gotta chill that shit out though, cause I think people get killed that way. I've seen enough videos of people getting in car accidents and shit, and people just drawing guns. Like the car accidents that I've been in, like I've hit a person's car before and drove away. I'm from Philly. It's in our blood. I've done it before. It was a mistake. I did it once successfully and unsuccessfully, I mean. And I'll never do it again, man, because it's not fair. It's not fair at all. It's immature, too. But yeah, that person just made me mad, man. And they had a Biden Harris sticker on her rear bumper, so that added fuel to the fire. So I'm like, man, this stupid motherfucker voted for. I know they saw me in the rear view, like, oh my fucking God. They switched lanes immediately. I got right behind them. They turned, I turned. They turned again, I turned again. And it was I did it slowly too to make it seem sinister. You know, they would turn the corner, and I'll probably turn that corner like 5 seconds later. And then they lost me down one block. They was like, I'm getting away from this nigga. I had turned the corner. I ain't see him no more. They probably turned into like an alley or something, or parked up. I don't know. I wasn't going to do nothing. I just wanted to scare them because they were in the wrong. Stupid motherfucker. Apple has a new privacy feature. If you update your phone, in the new update, the privacy feature allows you to keep all your information private and hidden away from all of those apps. Facebook. Yeah, Facebook's mad about this. So basically, you guys know, everybody knows now because this happens to everybody. When you search some shit up on Google, on your phone, any browser, and you'll start seeing advertisements for that thing or things related to that thing, right? Apple now has a feature where you could turn that off and people can't track your data, and Not everybody's happy about that. Specifically Facebook. Why? Because Facebook makes a lot of money. Even Google. Google's probably not too happy about this either. But they use that data collected from people's phones to fine tune their little advertising system that they have. So they basically know everybody's wants and needs and shit like that. And that's good for people that want to sell things to people because they can deliver that product or that service directly to that person through Facebook or Google advertisements. And they're mad about this because if you could turn it off, which most likely a lot of people will do, because who really wants people in their business like that? I mean, it was like, it got to a point where it was like, all right, it's here now. Like, we can't really do anything about it, so fuck it. Like, that's the point that it was at. But now with this, like, this is a game changer. Like, if they're no longer tracking, let's say 50% of the world uses this shit. Now they don't know what 50% of the world wants or needs anymore. Mostly wants. They don't know what people are watching, what people are searching. Not the government, but like regular businesses. Of course, the government knows what you're watching and shit like that. You're never gonna get around that. But I'm talking about like regular businesses, like Facebook and Google, and then it goes as far down to your small business. Like I use this shit when I promote the podcast on Instagram. Instagram was brought by Facebook. They use the information collected by Facebook to advertise on Instagram. They use those demographics collected by the information for advertisements. So this is no dice for them. This is no good at all. Like they basically had like a one-stop shop for advertising if you wanted to advertise, and now it's in jeopardy. I'm not gonna say it completely because everybody don't know about it, but I think this is definitely gonna affect them. Hey, my city is fucking crazy, man. If you guys don't know, I hail from the city of Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love, the city where you could apparently get robbed at gunpoint for your Newports, man. Jesus fucking Christ. This is craziness. Do they just allow anybody to report anything on the Citizen as an app? Because if so, this may be cap. Because I don't got nobody doing this shit, man. Cigarettes. You gonna take penitentiary chances for a pack of fucking cigarettes, man? So if you guys don't know what the Citizen app is, it's an app where citizens, well, I guess anybody can report because I'm about to explain it now. Citizens can report disturbances or crimes or anything that they see going on, and they can put the time and location and describe. They can go live at the event. It's crazy, man. I had to take it off of my phone because I was getting alerted too much. I live in a high crime area, so that shit was going off all the time. A lot of motherfuckers be getting stabbed. I didn't know people be getting stabbed like that. Motherfuckers be getting poked the fuck up out here. Like knife work is crazy in Philly. A lot of shootings, a lot of robberies, but this one right here fucked me up, man. I think people just be playing. I know you guys might be thinking, if you're not from Philly, why the fuck would somebody play like that? No, motherfuckers is stupid in Philly. We think everything is funny. Everything is the bid. Oh, this the bid. This, that, and the third. Everything is supposed to be funny, man. But yeah, this I don't think this is real. I need some more evidence than this. I meant to mention earlier when I was talking about DoorDash and shit. When I was out doing DoorDash yesterday, I was in Fridays, right? Club Fridays. You guys know. The one on City Avenue. When Allen Iverson used to be at partying and shit like that. I was in there, waiting for my order, waiting for the boy to go get my order from the back, and I saw this little girl. She was sitting there waiting with her mom. Her mom was at the register. This little girl was had her whole mouth on this stainless steel pole. It was like a little it's like a railing. You know how there's a ramp and they be having those railings on the side and shit. It was stainless steel. She had her entire mouth wrapped around this steel pole, man. And I say that to say I think COVID is over. You heard it here first. I think it's fucking over, man. I think these motherfuckers flipped the switch and COVID is over at this point. I just walked around King of Prussia Mall, which is the biggest mall in my vicinity, the best mall in my vicinity, and it's fucking huge. And I wasn't wearing a mask. I walked around without a mask. And there was plenty of people in there without masks. And I feel fine. And I actually struggled holding back a smile. Like, I seen people walking around, seeing people with masks on and shit. I wanted to laugh at them. And I was just excited to be back in public, back in a building, not even outside. Because I never wear a mask outside. You had me fucked up, this big-ass world. You think I'm wearing a mask? You tripping. But indoors, where they have to enforce this shit, where they had to enforce this shit, I'm no longer wearing a mask in there. So I was elated, man. I couldn't help but, well, I held it back. Like, I wasn't about to be in there smiling and shit, niggas thinking I'm crazy and shit. But yeah, man, it was a hell of a feeling not having to wear a mask anymore, and I can't wait for that shit to be all over. Like, me and O went into Family Dollar one day. He was like, "Yo, COVID's over, man." What the? Because they still got the mask in the sign saying that everybody got to wear a mask in here. Mask is required. He said, "COVID's over," and this bitch behind the register talking about, "Yeah, when my kids can't get the vaccine yet. As soon as my kids can get the vaccine, that's when COVID will be over." Like, why are you vaccinating your kids, ho? And why? And even if you did want to vaccinate your kids, why can't they get the vaccine yet? They offering that shit to everybody. They putting that shit in candy now. Vaccine. Oh, if you do this, you'll get the vaccine. You know, if you walk down the street, hop on one leg, you can get the vaccine. You know, anybody, that shit is out here. You can get it if you want it. So it's just like she's just wanted to be angry because she worked at Family Dollar. That's all it was, man. Motherfuckers like taking their anger out on you. That's all that shit be, man. Giving attitude and shit. But yeah, man, if that little girl ain't dead or at least hospitalized by next week, COVID is fucking over, man. That's what I'm saying. Cause she had her whole, I'm telling y'all, she had her whole mouth on that fucking pole, man. It was nuts. And her mom wasn't doing shit. She was just fucking standing there like nothing was happening. Well, she didn't see it. And I wasn't going to point it out because that ain't nothing. I tend to mind my business. And there wasn't much you could do at that point. Her mouth was on it at that point. She was licking all over that shit. It was nasty. Do I want to say anything else before I get out of here? Nobody knows what the R word is. I saw this post on Instagram, right? And it was saying, free black people from saying the R word. Because y'all just be saying that shit like it's cute when it's really not. I knew immediately what she meant by that when she said that shit, but I was reading the comments and apparently nobody knows what the fuck the R word means, and I just thought it was funny, man. People, or maybe they was kind of joking, but motherfuckers is genuinely confused. I'm looking at the post now, and motherfuckers are still confused about this shit. And it was funny because motherfuckers that didn't know what it was getting called retarded in the comments. But yeah, that word is I don't know. I let people do what they want. But if you feel something about, I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. I'm saying anything. Anything. I love seeing Drake support Griselda after he tried to steal their Scorpion shit. Well, did steal their Scorpion logo. Made a whole album out of it. I love seeing him support that, posting my commie shit, listening, just supporting the movement and shit, talking about him in interviews. I love that shit, and it helps the culture, it helps the movement, and it's just good for everybody all the way around. I know him and Benny got a song. I want to hear that, but I would also like to hear him and Wes do something, even if Wes isn't necessarily rapping, even though I'm sure he will if he got something to do with that shit. He gonna spit on it. But West Side Gun's mind is his best asset. I guess lyrics come from the mind, but the way he curates things, not even music, but like clothes and events and shit like that, and drops. Like, I know he has a lot to do with the way that, well, at least initially when they were coming out, had a lot to do with how niggas was dropping music. So he's real influential in that aspect. Lady fought off bear to help her dogs out. I saw that video going around. What do you expect? What do you expect? They love their fucking dogs. Those dogs would have been dead if they was my dogs, though. Unless I had a gun to shoot the bear. You know, I'm not just going up to a bear and pushing it off my fence. I actually saw, me and Omar was watching this video of some boy that got mauled by a bear, and he lost one of his eyes. He's all fucked up. So I'm not just going to do that. And it looked like the cubs was with her, too. Like, that was the mama bear. But that lady showed her who the mama bear was. You ain't fucking with my dogs, nigga. I can't say that I would have done the same. Anything else? Anything else that I talk about is just extra at this point. Oh, not extra. Extra. Read all about it. You guys have probably heard a lot about this recently. The Tulsa, Oklahoma, the anniversary of the Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'll call it a terrorist attack, because that's what the fuck it was. Let's call it what it was. It was a terrorist attack on a black community known as Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Let's see, what was the damage? 600 businesses were destroyed, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private planes, plus a hospital, a bank, a post office, schools, libraries, law offices. So you can see why that was destroyed and why that is a major event in Black history. See, I talked about this on Trainwreck Podcast before, but I didn't really know too much about it, so I was kind of saying some cliche shit about it, and I didn't really like the clip that I put out about it, I'm going to be honest with you. But now that I know more about it, I understand why it was done. I didn't know that many businesses were in that area. I didn't know that much infrastructure was in place for Black people. That's literally everything that's needed. A hospital, a bank, schools. As much as I disagree with college, a Black school is necessary if we're gonna lead a Black nation. Anyway, I didn't know all of that was there. Fucking hospitals. We don't have any of that now. Like, none. We can't go to a hospital and say that it's a Black hospital. If we say it's a Black hospital, it's owned by white people or owned by the powers that be, and a lot of Black people go to them and die in them. That's what a Black hospital is now. It's not for Black people. It contains sick Black people that go there and die, basically. But yeah, the anniversary for the Tulsa, Oklahoma terrorist attack just passed. You know, if we're gonna call 9/11 a terrorist attack, let's call this what it is, man. You killed people. You destroyed a livelihood. Ultimately, you destroy a people's ability to move forward. Like, they didn't just. This wasn't just a KKK lynching, and like this affected generations. Not saying all over the country. I'm not saying this is why black people are in a rut as a whole, but I'm saying if black people build something to this extent, who's to say that this won't happen again? This is what they're gonna do. They might do it more discreetly. They probably make it in a way where it can't even happen now. You know, they probably thought that black people weren't even capable of doing anything like that because they didn't allow the slaves that they enslaved to read. They didn't allow them to have any kind of education, really. So to think that they would be able to do something like that was beyond them. So they just like, what the fuck is going on here? These motherfuckers done got infrastructure and shit. Let's go tear this shit down. So that's probably why we don't see any of that shit now. So this was a very big event. Very notable. I'm fresher than you all, so I don't have to pause. All of y'all can suck my balls through my drawers. Do I have anything else to talk about before I get out of here? That was real heavy just now. Where we at? Oh, shit, we at. Damn. I be killing these Jones, yo. By myself. Nothing else important to talk about. Yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you for tuning in to the Dopest podcast. Once again, I'm drunk. I'm your host, Nasir Moss, the creator of Dope Shit, episode 6. Make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you follow on Instagram at Mr. Moss 2_. Make sure you subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Leave 5 stars. Leave a review. Leave type of write a message in there that helps the algorithm. That helps introduce my podcast to more people. If you have Spotify, go tune in on Spotify. We over there too. We everywhere, man. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I will see you guys next week. Peace.